Hi guys, so Sky News attended the Reform UK conference where they interviewed some young people who are joining Reform UK. Now, some of them are joining for the first time, others are defecting from the Conservative Party. Now, while this may sound wonderful for Nigel Farage and his outfit, there could also be a silver lining for Kemi Badenoch and the Tories. Have a listen.
Young Tories are jumping to reform.
I want to be a Reform UK councillor. I plan to be a Reform UK councillor.
Have you had any jobs before this?
No.
This is your first job?
Yeah.
But what kind of deal are they getting? And how do their most loyal supporters feel about it? You want more Tories in the party?
That's a tough question, actually. I think that we have to be careful with people who are just trying to get a freeloader career out of it and jump.
We have to be careful of people trying to get a freeloading career out of it. Out of Reform UK. Reform UK, which is run by Nigel frigging Farage. And what has Nigel Farage's career been? Freeloading. Yeah, we don't want to bring in any freeloaders because, well, the boss is a freeloader. Nigel Farage, when he was a member of the European Parliament, freeloading. He didn't represent his constituents. Then he became an MP after, 7 or 8 attempts. And what is he doing as an MP? Well, freeloading once again. He's not representing his constituents. He's not arguing their case. He's not asking questions on their behalf. Doesn't seem to be even holding surgeries unless there's the sporadic one. What he's doing is he's freeloading. He's off in the United States, pandering to Donald Trump, trying to drum up support for his party. He's not on the side of the British people. It seems he's on the side of Donald Trump and making money and freeloading. So it's a little bit ironic that somebody would suggest that we don't want freeloaders in Reform UK.
Jump over to get elected, basically. There's a massive divide in the Conservative Party at the moment. If the actual right-wing Conservatives come to reform, I'm all for it. If it's the left Liberal ones, if they all come in, then the Reform Party is going to be no different to the Conservative Party.
Okay, at the moment I don't see that happening. I don't see moderates or anyone on the left of the Conservative Party joining. We're just seeing the headbangers. We're seeing the crazies. We're seeing the rejected Tories. We're seeing the far right. We're seeing the Andrea Jenkins of this world. We're seeing the Nadine Dorrises, the Jig Berries. And then at the council level, it's pretty much the same thing. You know, people who are on the extreme right joining Reform from the Conservative Party. Now, there is also a silver lining maybe for Kemi Badenoch, because if the crazies leave, then she can realise, well, maybe actually I should move back to the centre. Maybe we should become a moderate party once again. But I don't think Kemi Badenoch is that intelligent.
To be in the Tory Party?
Yeah, I used to be in the Conservative Party, but I don't align to their values. I think we've
I don't align with their value. I love how whoever was doing the editing here put in the values of Reform UK. Selling stuff. Selling stuff to stupid people. Selling stuff to poor people who don't have 2 neurons to rub together. You know, Farage is selling football jerseys. And then if you want a signed one, it costs £99. These are the values of Reform UK. Nigel Farage making money.
We've all been Tory voters at one point or another in history, and I think the difference is what we say we're going to do in Reform, we do. It's about being honest and the honesty coming through.
You're going to be.
My goodness! Once again, you know, honesty. We want to be honest. We believe in honesty. We believe in doing stuff. Okay, Nigel Farage does stuff, certainly. He sells a lot of snake oil, but honesty, once again, honesty or integrity or any of these things associated with Reform don't make any sense to me anyway.
Sceptical of those people who
I
jump.
think we are already. We've already said no to lots and lots of people, and especially councillors at local level.
Every young person watching should see all these 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds in university, straight out of university, coming into Reform UK. Reform UK are giving young people opportunity.
We spoke to the youngest council lead in the country. George Finch is 19. He said switching from Tory to Reform was the best decision of his life.
I just think that we've got some great talented people in Reform. But if we do get defections, great, because it shows that we're getting experienced people that have been involved in politics that can tell us where the bodies are buried.
This guy just said that he's never done a job before this. And now he's talking about experienced people. Okay.
Another Conservative defector today, former government minister Nadine Dorries, and she's not the only one. David Jones was a Brexit minister. Jake Berry was the former chairman of the party. Andrea Jenkins is now a Reform mayor. So, will there be more?
Any more defections today?
Not today.
Done for the day.
Okay, maybe next week. No, we are going to see more defections from the Conservative Party to Reform. But who are these individuals that are defecting? They're people on the right. They're people who have been rejected at the ballot box. We're talking about people who are absolutely insane. There are rumours that Jacob Rees-Mogg may defect, but I imagine if he is going to do that, Nigel Farage has agreed with him to defect at a later period. You spread them out for maximum effect. So, but once again, somebody who was rejected at the ballot box, somebody to the right of the Conservative Party. So what does Reform UK represent at the moment? It may change, but at the moment it represents crazy people, people who have been rejected by voters, and radical right politics. Because the young people who are joining are not moderates, they're radical. They're radically right-wing individuals. So yes, and young people who are radical will get involved in parties like Reform. They're not going to get involved in the Conservatives. The Conservatives are pretty much dead. They see the wave of the future is Reform, or maybe parties even to the right of Reform. But they see this is the future, and if you want a career in politics, and I'm not criticizing them for that, if you want a career in politics as a young person, on the right, it makes sense to join Reform, not the Conservatives. The Conservatives are disappearing. But the problem for Farage when it comes to young people on the right, they're in small numbers. The majority of young people who are radical are on the left. And this is, I think we're going to see a real split in politics. Young people joining parties like the Greens, or maybe Jeremy Corbyn and Zara Sultana's party, and then young people on the right going to Reform. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.